Cry the Beloved Country, Chapter 6. Khumalo finally finds his sister, Gertrude. Beginning on page 59, about two-thirds of the way down the page. They've come to a house of prostitution. There is laughter in the house, the kind of laughter at which one is afraid. Perhaps because one is afraid already. Perhaps because it is in truth bad laughter. A woman's voice and men's voices. But he knocks, and she opens. "It is I, my sister." I have no doubt. It is fear in her eyes. She draws back a step and makes no move towards him. She turns and says something that he cannot hear. Chairs are moved and other things are taken. She turns to him. "I am making ready, my brother." They stand, look at each other. He anxious, she afraid. She turns and looks back into the room. A door closes, and she says, "Come in, my brother." Only then does she reach her hand to him. It is cold and wet. There is no life in it. They sit down. She is silent upon her chair. "I have come," he said. "It is good." "You did not write." "No, I did not write." "Where is your husband?" "I have not found him, my brother." "But you did not write." "That is true, indeed." "Did you not know that we were anxious?" "I had no money to write." "Not 2 pennies for a stamp?" She does not answer him. She does not look at him. "But I hear you are rich." "I am not rich." "I hear you have been in prison." "That is true, indeed." "Was it for liquor?" A spark of life comes back into her. She must do something. She cannot keep so silent. She tells him she was not guilty. There was some other woman. "You stayed with this woman?" "Yes." Why did you stay with such a woman?" "I had no other place." "You helped her with her trade?" "I had to have money for the child." "Where is the child?" She looks around vaguely. She gets up and goes to the yard. She calls, but the voice that was once so sweet has a new quality in it, the quality of the laughter that he heard in the house. She is revealing herself to him. "I have sent for the child," she says. "Where is he?" "It shall be fetched," she says. There is discomfort in her eyes, and she stands fingering the wall. The anger wells up in him. "Where shall I sleep?" he asks. The fear in her eyes is unmistakable. Now she will reveal herself. But his anger masters him, and he does not wait for it. "You have shamed us," he says in a low voice, not wishing to make it known to the world. "A liquor seller, a prostitute with a child, and you do not know where it is? Your brother, a priest? How could you do this to us?" She looks at him sullenly, like an animal that is tormented. "I have come to take you back." She falls onto the floor and cries. Her cries become louder and louder. She has no shame. "They will hear us," he says urgently. She tries to control her sobs. "Do you wish to come back?" She nods her head. "I do not like Johannesburg," she says. "I am sick here. The child is sick too." "Do you wish with all your heart to come back with me?" She nods her head again. She sobs too. "I do not like Johannesburg," she says. She looks at him with eyes of distress, and his heart quickens with hope. "I am a bad woman, my brother. I am no woman to go back." His eyes fills with tears. His deep gentleness returns to him. He goes to her, lifts her from the floor to the chair. Inarticulately, he strokes her face, his heart filled with pity. "God, forgive us," he says. "Who am I not to forgive?" "Let us pray." They knelt down, and he prayed quietly so that the neighbors might not hear. She punctuated his petitions with amens. When he had finished, she burst into a torrent of prayer, of self-denunciation and urgent petition. And thus, reconciled, they sat hand in hand. "And now I ask you for help," he said. "What is it, my brother?" "Our child. Have you not heard of him?" "I did hear of him, my brother. He was working at some big place in Johannesburg, and he lived in Sophia town, but where I am not sure. But I know who will know."